Good morning. I'm Chaplain John Rollison with the Homesteader Reserve Base Chapel, and thank you so much for joining us for day 4 of our Advent devotional readings and lesson from the Advent Conspiracy Ministry. Today's reading begins with a passage from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 1, verses 11 through 17. On the right side of the altar of incense, an angel of the Lord appeared, and this terrified Zechariah, and he fell before him out of fear. And the angel said, "Zechariah, do not be afraid, because your prayers have been heard. Your wife Elizabeth will have a son, and you will call his name John. And there will be a lot of joy, celebration, and many will be glad. Many of the sons of Israel will return to the Lord, his God. And he will go before God in the spirit and power of Elijah, and turn the fathers' hearts to their children, and the disobedient to an attitude of righteousness. He will prepare people for the Lord." Seeing an angel at the altar must have terrified Zechariah. No one else was allowed into this special place, the Holy of Holies, in the temple. This was obviously a divine act. Yet, even more divine was the promise that God not only heard his prayer and heard Elizabeth's prayer, that they will be able to have a child, but that their son would one day lead people back to God. There was hope for the people of Israel. In a time when people's hearts were captivated by what we might call the mighty empire of power and false peace and materialism, a faithful couple was told that their son would be able to do God's work and that lives would change through their son's ministry. And Christmas has always been countercultural, a Christian holiday celebrated intentionally during the height of paganism. The early church made the decision to celebrate the birth of Christ on December 25th. Christmas has always been a celebration stating that God intervenes in time and space with a promise to turn people back to their Lord. And the message of Christmas lets us know that lives can change. Today, the false empire of power and materialism and consumerism seeks to capture our hearts and distract us from the daily presence of God, especially during the season of Advent. And we might ask ourselves, how are we praying for God to appear in our lives this Christmas? And where are we longing to see a message of hope? I pray this brought you hope and encouragement today. Until tomorrow, I'm Chaplain John Rollison with the Homesteader Reserve Base Chapel.